They think power is handed down. They believe respect is a favor granted by those above them. They assume influence flows from bloodlines, from connections, from the right last name attached to the right family. This is not just a misunderstanding. This is a carefully constructed illusion built to keep the average man comfortable in his mediocrity, satisfied with scraps, and too blind to reach for what is truly available to him. Real power is never dropped at your feet. It is forged through discipline, through clarity of vision, and through a will that simply refuses to bend under any pressure the world applies. Respect is not given. It is engineered deliberately and patiently through the way you own every room you enter, through the way eyes follow you without invitation, through the permanent image you burn into the minds of everyone who encounters you even briefly. Influence is not inherited. It is the harvest of relentless daily effort, repeated long after motivation has disappeared, until your presence alone carries a weight that no one in any room can honestly dismiss. Machiavelli called this the supreme weapon, the mastery of perception, a force so complete that it moves mountains and dismantles enemies, without a single sword ever being drawn, without a single army ever being assembled. Hear this and let it settle. Perception engineers belief. Belief ignites action. Action writes the entire story of your life from beginning to end. If you can control how the world sees you, you hold the pen that writes your own destiny. No one else touches that pen. No circumstance, no enemy, no stroke of bad luck reaches it. Others may outwork you in a single season. Others may outtalk you in a single room. Others may burn brighter for a fleeting moment that the crowd applauds. But perception is the deep current beneath every river on the surface. Master the current and you decide where everything above it flows. Today that mastery begins. Drop a comment below. I choose power over comfort. Let those words brand themselves into the foundation of who you are choosing to become. Self-mastery. Stand before your mirror right now. The face staring back at you is the first empire you must conquer before you dare reach for anything beyond that glass. Because power does not begin with fame. It does not begin with money, followers, or the applause of people who do not truly know you. Power is born in the private war you wage against yourself every single morning before the world ever sees you. Every human being arrives in this world dragging instincts that pull relentlessly toward the lowest available level. The seduction of the mattress, the hunger for instant comfort and relief, the poisonous internal voice that whispers, "You are not ready, not worthy, not equipped for what you are reaching toward." These forces are not signs of weakness. They are the universal test that sorts the ordinary from the untouchable. Ordinary people surrender without much of a fight. They rise when the sun forces them. They eat to satisfy cravings rather than fuel a mission. They speak carelessly and bleed their hours into distraction as though time is something that replenishes itself. They move through life reacting to whatever arrives rather than commanding what comes next. But the untouchable man moves in the complete opposite direction from all of that. He turns every instinct into a tool he commands, rather than a chain that commands him. He rises when discipline demands it, not when comfort extends a warm invitation to stay. He governs his body as an instrument built for performance, not for pleasure. He selects silence deliberately over the hollow satisfaction of a weak, impulsive reaction that reveals too much and gains nothing. Here is the brutal, unchangeable truth. The most dangerous man in any room is not the wealthiest. He is not the most physically imposing or the most naturally gifted. The most dangerous man is the one who has achieved complete governance of himself. Discipline sharpens him into a blade that no one saw coming. Restraint makes him a wall that nothing finds a crack in. Silence wraps him in a mystery that pulls people closer without a single word being spoken, without a single performance being staged. Picture a man who walks into a crowded room and says absolutely nothing, but his posture is upright and deliberate. His gaze is fixed and completely unwavering. His breathing is measured, deep, and unhurried. You feel his presence land in the room before he utters a single syllable. That invisible broadcast is what self-mastery radiates to every person in that space. Self-mastery is not an abstract philosophy you admire from a distance. It is a daily war fought in the dark, in private, when no one is watching and no one will applaud. First battle, against the comfort that begs you to stay exactly as you are. Second battle, against the craving that tempts you to betray the standards you have set for yourself. Final battle, against the voice inside that insists you are simply not built for something greater. Lose those battles consistently and the larger wars of your life are already decided before they begin. Win them day after day, morning after morning, and you chisel yourself into someone that no storm, no failure, no enemy, and no circumstance can bring permanently to their knees. Ask yourself honestly, if I cannot govern myself, what true authority do my words carry over anyone or anything else? Comment now. I am my own ruler. Presence. Self-mastery is the bedrock, but a bedrock serves no purpose if nothing rises from it. Power must radiate outward. It must arrive in a room before you do. It must be felt in your silence, sensed in your stillness, and recognized by every person present before you have spoken a single word. That radiating force is called presence, the invisible gravity that others feel the moment you cross a threshold. Power held permanently inward eventually decays into nothing. Strength that never projects itself outward turns to dust with no one to witness it. But once you have genuinely conquered yourself on the inside, the conquest begins to announce itself to the world without any effort from you. Your stillness communicates certainty. Your measured silence speaks volumes that rushed words never could. Your calm in the middle of disorder signals to every watching eye that you are operating from a completely different foundation than everyone around you. This is not arrogance. This is not performance. This is gravity. And gravity makes no requests. It simply pulls everything within its reach toward the center, without asking permission and without announcing itself in advance. Machiavelli observed that men are governed far more reliably by the appearance of things than by their actual substance. The strategist does not resist this truth and does not resent it. He picks it up and uses it with precision. When you cultivate genuine presence, you no longer need to demand attention through volume or spectacle. You no longer need to perform for the approval of people whose opinion shifts with every wind. You simply exist fully in the space you occupy, and the room begins to orient itself around you without being asked. A single deliberate glance held 1 second too long. A silence extended just past the point of comfort. A posture that never shifts regardless of the pressure applied to it. These carry more authority than 100 shouted declarations from a man who has not yet learned to govern himself. The untouchable understands this instinctively. People respond not only to your words, but to the invisible signal your entire energy broadcasts into every room you enter. Here is the essential truth you must hold. Presence cannot be manufactured from nothing and sustained over time. An imitator can copy the posture for a day. He can rehearse the stare in a mirror. But energy cannot be permanently forged from emptiness. People sense it in their bones long before they can articulate what they are sensing. And that is precisely why those who carry genuine presence never find themselves fighting for the room's attention. The attention relocates on its own, without being asked, without being chased. Presence is not intimidation. Presence is inevitability. It is the unmistakable energy of someone who knows with complete certainty who they are and does not flinch for even a moment under the weight of the world's scrutiny. Ask yourself, do I want to be the noise competing for space in the room, or the axis that everything quietly revolves around? Comment now. My presence is my power. Foresight, power that exists only in the present breath, is built on sand. This moment evaporates the second you become aware of it. If your entire strength lives only in the now, it will fracture the instant conditions shift beneath your feet, and you will have nothing prepared to replace what was lost. The untouchable man does not operate in blindness. He prepares with patience and precision while the rest of the world sleeps. He calculates angles and outcomes while others pour their hours into waste. He has already relocated himself into tomorrow, while the crowd remains tangled and frustrated in today. Machiavelli wrote that fortune resembles a great flood. It sweeps away without mercy everyone who failed to prepare for its arrival. But the man who builds levees, who carves channels in advance, who studies the patterns of the water before it rises, that man does not merely survive the flood. He stands at the controls and directs it. Ordinary men wait passively for their moment. They pray for luck to notice them standing on the corner. They hope that circumstance will eventually arrange itself in their favor. But the man of foresight has already paved the road, set the stage, and positioned himself at the destination long before the opportunity becomes visible to everyone else. From the outside, his victories look like fortunate timing. From inside, his strategy, every single win was a trap constructed and baited months, sometimes years in advance. This is the silent armor of deep preparation, completely invisible to every observer until the moment it becomes far too late for anyone to counter or dismantle it. The man without foresight lives as a permanent prisoner of chance. He waits without direction. He reacts without preparation. He complains when disruption arrives as though disruption was not always coming. Every unexpected event shatters him because he never took the time to imagine it might occur. But the man with foresight is never genuinely surprised by what life delivers. He has already rehearsed the storm in the controlled space of his mind. He has mapped the betrayal before it happened. He has planned 3 moves beyond the failure before the failure even arrived. So when the earth shakes violently around him and every other man stumbles, he alone remains completely still because his footing was set long before the ground began to move. Foresight demands the rarest quality in a world of immediate gratification: patience. The impatient move before the moment has fully ripened. The impatient exhaust themselves, fighting battles that do not decide outcomes. The impatient dismantle their own carefully constructed plans in a moment of frustration. But the man with true foresight knows how to wait in the dark without restlessness. He knows how to hold his position in silence without doubt. And when the moment arrives, not a moment before, not a moment after, he is already standing exactly where every path must eventually pass. Ask yourself, am I completely trapped in this single moment, or have I already planted my flag deep into tomorrow? Comment now. I see beyond the moment. I do not wait for the future. I construct it. Adaptation and influence. True power is not a rigid wall built to hold its exact shape forever. True power is water, perpetually moving, perpetually finding the available path forward, perpetually reaching its destination without ever losing its essential nature. History confirms this truth with brutal consistency across every era and every civilization. Every fortress, regardless of the thickness of its walls, eventually crumbles when its defenders cannot shift their approach. Every empire, regardless of the reach of its armies, eventually dissolves from within when it clings too desperately to methods that the present moment has already made obsolete. the Untouchable does not attempt to stop the world from changing, because he understands at a fundamental level that change is the only constant available. He bends without breaking, he pivots without losing direction. He remakes entire layers of himself without sentiment or ceremony when the situation demands it. He does not merely survive disruption, he absorbs it completely and converts it into raw material for the next phase of his dominance. The Untouchable is not loyal to habits. He is not loyal to methods, to strategies, or to the version of himself that produced results in a previous chapter. He is loyal exclusively to power and to the direction he has set. What worked with precision last year may be the very trap that dismantles everything this year. He cuts away the obsolete without mourning it. He buries the version of himself that has served its purpose. That is not instability or weakness. That is deliberate, cold, surgical evolution executed without hesitation. And from that evolution flows influence, the force that reshapes the people around you without force, without demand, without a single public declaration of your intentions. Influence is not popularity. The crowd that celebrates you loudly today will move on to the next source of entertainment before the season changes. Real influence is the invisible pull that draws others into alignment with your rhythm without them fully understanding why they are adjusting. It is becoming the central axis that the room rotates around without ever being asked to do so. The Untouchable does not chase influence the way ordinary men chase attention. He embodies it so completely that influence becomes inseparable from his presence. Influence is built through exactly two qualities applied with consistency over time. First, consistency itself. They observe you hold your exact position through pressure, through opposition, through every force that would move a man with shallower roots. Over time, trust forms around you the way stone forms around a fixed point. Second, scarcity. You do not distribute yourself across every available moment and every available platform. Each appearance becomes a notable event. Each word carries additional weight precisely because the words are not carelessly scattered across every available surface. Ask yourself, am I exhausting myself chasing attention? Or am I becoming something that attention cannot help but pursue on its own? Comment now. My presence shapes reality. I do not chase influence. I am influence. Mastery, legacy, and the final vow. At the summit where every law converges into a single unified force, there is one word that contains all of them: mastery. Not the illusion of perfection, not the absence of error or stumbling or loss. Mastery is command. Command over your internal state in every condition. Command over your image in every context. Command over the path you walk, regardless of what the terrain looks like beneath your feet. The master does not claim immunity from failure. He demonstrates that even when failure arrives, the trajectory does not permanently deviate. He compares himself to no other man, because no other man is walking the exact path he has chosen. He measures himself only against the version of himself that existed the day before, and finds that version slightly less sharp, slightly less prepared, slightly less deep than who he is becoming today. Each day the edge is refined further. Each day the noise inside grows quieter. Each day the roots go deeper into ground that cannot be destabilized. And so the distance between him and everyone attempting to close it only grows. No one can catch what keeps evolving beyond their reach. This crown is not assembled from gold or precious stone or public recognition. It is built from every wound that was converted into armor rather than complaint. From every failure that was dissected into usable strategy rather than buried in shame. From every moment of suffering that was stood inside long enough to be transformed into the foundation of something unshakable. Once that crown is fully forged and placed on your own head by your own hands, recognition stops being something you pursue. It becomes something that pursues you.